Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, 18th September 2025, Aries. Don't spend the good news too quickly. As exciting as it is, nothing is confirmed, yet keep the information under the hat until the plane reservations have been made or you have the new job. Whatever the good news is, it's exactly what the doctor prescribed to give yourself that confidence boost. So please take care of yourself. Taurus, if you receive a financial windfall, spend it wisely. Your tendency might be to buy gifts or treat a crowd to a lavish night on the town, but where it is enduring value, investing carefully, a small chunk of money can grow into a larger one, which will give you many more options in future. So please be prudent. Gemini, you're energetic and enthusiastic today, and those around you may seem to respond favorably. It seems everyone wants to be in your orbit. Work at home and the office goes quickly and smoothly because you have so much energy, so why not take a new project on? Normally this would send you over the edge, but today you will feel as if you could do anything, so please go for it. Cancer, there's tension all around you, so you'll be happier spending as much time as to yourself. If you must interact with people, keep your communication clear and concise. There's room for misunderstanding which could result in a major blow-up over a minor event. It simply isn't worth the trouble being with people today. Seclusion is the only place where you'll find the true peace. Leo, you're ready for a change, there's no doubt about it. As you grow older, your interests broaden and you're considering pursuing some of the new interests. Perhaps school beckons or some adult education courses calls you. You're ready to make a new place for yourself in the world, so go ahead and get started. Virgo, you've never looked better. Your partner notices too and showers you with extra affection and perhaps even an unexpected gift. They should put a smile on your face. At work, you may be given responsibilities beyond your usual job. Take care to do the special assignment well. If you do, other advancements are likely to follow. Libra, sometimes a little indulgence has value far beyond its price. A bubble bath in the middle of the day, a luxurious hour spent browsing in a bookstore, a special outfit you've wanted to wear for a long time. These are a few ways you could perk up your spirits, so why not? You could use that boost. Scorpio, you feel as though you've turned into a financial and professional corner. Recent accomplishments have you feeling energized and on top of the world. You exude confidence. It's a good feeling, isn't it? Members of the opposite sex are especially attracted to you right now, and who could blame them? You are looking great. Sagittarius, who knew you would be so talented? A creation done long ago suddenly takes on its life. A short story written and submitted long ago is pulled from the bottom of the slush pile, or a portrait you painted gets a second admiring look. Whatever the circumstances, you enjoy your recognition. Your work isn't the only thing receiving admiring glances. Your partner appreciates you too. Capricorn, loving care is prescribed to someone in your family. Offer a bowl of soup and some tea, but beyond that, try and stay out of the way. Sometimes uninterrupted quiet is the best cure for all. You could use a bit of this for yourself. Why not curl up with a good book? Even if it's in the middle of the day, draw the shades and pretend that it is night. Aquarius, there's tension in the air, but there's little you can do about it. The harsh atmosphere is in the sharp contrast to the frivolity that you felt over the last several days. It seems you've received some good news. Perhaps you were finally recognized for your hard work. Don't brag about your accomplishments. It would only exacerbate the situation. Be patient and please avoid confrontation. Pisces, you might be in a financial jam right now. The stress of the situation has you considering some radical solutions. Would it really benefit your family if you took a second job? Confide in a friend and see if he or she can help you find a more agreeable solution. Perhaps a relative could give you a low-interest loan. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Thursday, September 18th, 2025. Do have yourself a blessed and wonderful day.
Well, I hope you had an awesome weekend and you're ready to face off another amazing and productive week. If you're not in that space or that frame of mind, don't worry, stay with us. Hopefully by the end of this show, you'll feel a little bit more uplifted and ready to face or take on the day, if it's just the day or the week. All right, let's go on over to our news department. Let's see what they've got to share with us, and we will be back.
Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Time now for the news. My name is Timothy Polion. Fear and grief gripped the community of L'Abbaye-Bexon after gunfire erupted on Thursday evening, leaving 24-year-old Rio Maximin dead and another man fighting for his life. The attack is the latest in a string of multiple victim shootings this month, sparking renewed calls for answers and an end to the violence.
I just came from down the road and by solving for a partner working on top of the building there. When I was down the road there, a vehicle just pulled up and some people got out of the vehicle. I did not turn to see who was on the vehicle. When I go back on top of the roof, I BAP! So the other partner told me, what happened? They killed 2 people there or somebody got shot there. So I run down here. When I come inside there, I find one guy up there I know, Rio, he sat down there, and I saw upside down, and both of them was in full of blood.
Anyone with information regarding this incident is asked to contact the Criminal Investigations Department by calling 456-3770 or 456-3817. Alternatively, anonymous tips can be provided by dialing the crime hotline 555 or via the RSLPF Crime Hotline app, which is available in the Google Play Store. With violent crime on the rise and public fear at a peak, Acting Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire and Crime Prevention Minister Jeremiah Norbert have declared that government support for the police will intensify, warning criminals that there will be no safe haven as law enforcement ramps up raids, roadblocks, and investigations in the coming days.
It cannot be acceptable in this country that we as a public, we as a country, we're asking for a safer country. And some of us deliberately, knowingly, encourage some individuals because they bring home $2 or $3. This government has done too much to provide alternatives to crime.
Norbert is also urging the public to cooperate with law enforcement if they have any information on crime, but also acknowledge fears about witness intimidation. He notes that officials are currently working to strengthen a witness protection bill and that measures like overseas relocation are already in place to ensure the safety of witnesses. Authorities have charged a 24-year-old man in connection with last week's double homicide in Vieux-Fort. Deputy Police Commissioner Wayne Shallery confirmed that Anthony Mathrin, also known as Zavik or Dada Boy of Latuni, Vieux-Fort, was formally charged on Wednesday, September 17, 2025, for causing the unlawful deaths of Roberto Nelson, 24, of Latuni, Vieux-Fort, and Travis Charles, 22, of Deriso-Miku. Police say the incident occurred at about 5:45 a.m. on Friday, September the 12th, when officers responded to reports of gunfire in Latuni. Upon arrival, investigators discovered the 2 victims with multiple gunshot wounds.
Preliminary investigations discovered 2 deceased male individuals, namely 24-year-old Roberto Nelson of Latuni, Vieux-Fort, and 22-year-old Travis Charles of Deriso-Miku, exhibiting signs of multiple gunshot injuries.
Mathrin was arrested on Sunday, September 14th, on suspicion of involvement in the killings. He appeared before the 2nd District Court on Thursday, September 18th, where he was remanded in custody at the Bonterre Correctional Facility until October the 16th for case management. Finally from us this morning, the debate over school discipline and student hairstyles is heating up again.
That if
this
the ministry
time,
truly
one
wants
of
to
the
raise
nation's
standards,
leading religious
policies
voices
must
is
reinforce
weighing in.
not
As Bishop Gabriel Malzer has expressed concern that the Ministry of Education's recent directive, which prohibits schools from sending students home over hairstyle violations, could be a step in the wrong direction. In a statement released last week, the Archbishop said that while the ministry plans to unveil a comprehensive student deportment policy soon, the current approach risks lowering of standards in a system where discipline is already under severe strain. Malzer stressed that education is about more than academics. It's about character formation. He said values like discipline, self-respect, neatness, and moderation are foundational to personal development and have long been upheld by schools. And that's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Thanks, guys. We need to take a break. We're coming right back. things off this Monday with a wonderful young man. He's a St. Lucian, and we wanted to tap into what it is that he's into. We connected with him on one level, but then when we found out what he was into, we thought it was interesting. So we caught up and we had a sit down or stand up or a chat with Greg, rather. This is Greg. This it sounds like the little cartoon here. This is Greg. Greg goes to school. Anyways, we're going to come back to that. I digressed, as I always do. But Greg here, we happen to fall upon Greg as an interpreter. Mandarin is called?
Yes.
Is it Mandarin? Yeah.
You can say Mandarin or Mandarin Chinese.
Mandarin Chinese. So, right. So we connected with Greg on that front because Greg was an interpreter in a recent event that we attended. So, he has that. But we say, but there's more to Greg. So we want to find out what is going on. Greg, you're actually an agronomist?
Yes, I'm an agronomist.
Studied in Taiwan?
Yes, I studied in Taiwan agronomy for 5 years in Taiwan. 1 year the first year was dedicated to Chinese. That's how I'm fluent in Mandarin. And 4 years was used to pursue my Bachelor of Science degree in agronomy.
Right, so the first year they make you learn the language?
Yes, that's the Taiwanese MOFA scholarship. You have an entire year to familiarize yourself with the language, to learn the language.
Right. We're coming back to you telling me something in Mandarin in a while. But let's talk about your field. That's always the field that you wanted to get into. How did you get involved? What does it mean being involved in that in that field? And how do you see yourself with the skill and the training and the expertise that you've garnered, pouring it back into, uplifting the agriculture sector here on the island?
Okay. Well, I do what I do as an agronomist. It's really the art and science of field and crop management. So what I've realized in the world is that our population keeps increasing and we have the limited land resource. So what we need to do, increase the productivity of the limited land resource we have. So that's what I do. We look for ways to increase productivity on the plot with the type of fertilizer we add, the variety of plants that we have. We need better varieties to be able to handle, our ever-changing climate. That's
personally now, is that something you've always been involved in? How did you connect with the love or the passion for agriculture? Is that something you're always involved in? And now that you're actually in there, on a personal level, on a personal mandate, on a personal front, what are some of the things that you personally would like, to see happen as far as agriculture and us as a region is concerned?
Okay. I have been involved in agriculture from a very young age. I'm passionate about it. It's part of who I am, and that's why I have pursued a degree in agriculture. I don't think I always wanted to do agronomy. At one time, I used to work at SocaCize farm where I was a technical assistant. I also worked with animals and stuff like that. So at one point in time, I wanted to become a vet also.
Really?
But yeah, that never materialized. Also, I wanted to pursue a degree in soil science, but again, that never materialized because when I look at the course outline at university, I felt that I don't have this strong chemistry background. So that's why I went to pursue a degree in agronomy, but then I had to do chemistry nevertheless. So I was pretty disappointed. But now I am more involved in soils at the moment, and basically we have had a few national soils projects, and basically what I want to see in the region is we make more of an effort to conserve our natural resource, the soil, because it's a non-renewable resource. And when we lose it, it takes thousands of years for it to be formed again. So what I would like to see is more policy towards conserving our natural resource and protecting agricultural lands, because I've realized a lot of our agricultural lands have changed use over the past few years.
Right. No. In closing, what I will ask you, now that you've gotten so in-depth and engrossed in the agronomy, the other two that you want to pursue, are they still in the top of your head? Do you still think you might want to still go after them, the veterinary and the other one, the soil?
Well, now I am involved in soil. So yes. So soil is what I'm involved in right now. I plan to pursue a Master of Science degree in soils, because one thing I've realized again in St. Lucia, we don't have a lot of expertise in soil science in St. Lucia. I believe we have only about one soil scientist in St. Lucia. So that's why I have committed and dedicated myself to pursuing a degree in soils, so that we can continue to do the much needed work on soils in St. Lucia.
Right. And from your expert point of view, throw out one little thing that as a normal person we can do to help in the preservation of our natural resource.
One thing we can do to help in the preservation of our natural resource, I think what I've seen is tree cutting and bush cutting. Although I know there are some areas we need to keep clean and clear, but you see what happens is that the roots of plants are very important in soil conservation, in that they help keep the soil together. So when you cut a tree and then the soil is bare, you expose it to the elements, and it's very easy for the soil to be washed away. Perfect example, I was watching an experiment one time where they had 2 containers, one with soil and one with soil and where there is grass, bush on it. What happens when they pour water into it, when the water drains out, the one with the vegetation, you can see the water is much clearer than the one without vegetation, which really what it shows you is that when you have vegetation on your soil, it's much more difficult for it to be washed away.
Wonderful. Now,
Yes.
look, this is not going to be our last conversation with this young man. We go follow him one day in the field. I find I want to go behind him, put on boots and thing, and go and check out soil. But congratulations, and we want to say goodbye in Mandarin.
Yes, I can. Zai Jian. But I was hoping for something more difficult.
Go ahead, give me whatever you give me. I'll translate.
我今天很高兴我在这里。
He says, see you guys next time. Yeah? What was that?
I'm very happy to be here today.
There you go. Yeah, and see you guys next time. Thank you, Greg. Caribbean connectivity, women within the field of media and all of that. And, I have a personal passion for, seeing Caribbean connected as one. And there was a particular lady, within the field as well, who's very much all about that from the time she came on the scene. And it's been a while we've seen her. And I know a lot of us are saying, but where is she? What's going on with her? So it was a wonderful opportunity to tap in with Jeanille Bonterre again to find out what's up. And trust me, we had a wonderful reconnection. Well, I guess if you're looking at us, you can see the space, and I think a lot of people instantly will recognize Jeanille Bonterre. Oh gosh, Tempo Days, the Caribbean passport. Listen, so many of us connected with this awesome, gorgeous, and amazing, talented. We aspire to be her, Jeanille Bonterre. Jay, I am so honored that we are able to reconnect now that I'm in your space, again. And I thought, listen, this had to be done because a lot of us are no longer seeing you because we get so accustomed with you with the tempo, and you brought that life and vigor to, radio and Caribbean connectivity and culture, and you brought all of that so beautifully and seamlessly together. And we all looked from our living rooms, we all looked from wherever, we looked at our TV, and we were so blessed by you. So I am honored. Welcome.
Oh my goodness, Marie, my sister, the honor is absolutely mine with an introduction like that. I could just let you talk. I'll just let you do the interview with yourself and I'll watch.
I just wanted to follow up because I said, listen, man, this lady touched our lives and then boom, so we need to follow up because a lot of people, I'm sure, still have that longing to see you again in that regard, in that light. But sometimes we have to have an appreciation and a respect for people's personal journey. So I said, I have to get my girl to tell all you what really going on so you all will understand and we could be there supporting right through. So tell us what's going on with Jeanille. I mean, TV, are you still very much involved? What's going on?
Oh gosh, girl, you're making me tear up.
That's fine. I need all the emotions.
Well, first of all, I have to say, Marie, thank you so much for having me on this amazing platform. I'm so proud of you. You know, you've always been such a shining light, not only for St. Lucia, but for Caribbean women in media. And, you know, it's always been a sisterhood between us. And you've always been so supportive of every project I've ever done, especially while I was based in St. Lucia. So sending you much love, the DBS family much love, my St. Lucian family much love. I missed y'all. I missed y'all. Wow. So, well, you know, I know we don't have a lot of time, and I know we'll have other opportunities to catch up more, but I just want to say that, you know, I really, you know, I was in St. Lucia for a few years. You know, I set up shop there, so to speak, with my team. And St. Lucia really gave me a wonderful, safe space to create and to pursue some of my greatest aspirations and goals, which has always been philanthropy and Caribbean philanthropy. And I say that because, you know, in the Caribbean, we don't really understand sometimes what philanthropy is. We think it's charity, we think it's working for free. And it's so much more than that. It's really creating a framework of structure where persons who are in a position to give back, whether it's financially, energetically, of their time, of their knowledge, of their experience, they have a space and a platform to give back. And they have opportunities and, you know, different projects that are aligned with those in the corporate, in the public and private sector who want to support missions like that. And St. Lucia was absolutely that for me. So you could kind of say St. Lucia, well, not kind of, it really was. St. Lucia was my transition from working in the North American market, you know, little girl from Trinidad making it over there. And then I always had the ambition to come back to the Caribbean. And St. Lucia gave me that bridge to come back into the Caribbean media industry where I could base my operations here in the region. And in so doing, you know, St. Lucia opened my eyes to what's possible when you have the right team, when you have the right circumstances, and when you have the support of public and private sector working together. You know what I'm talking about,
Absolutely.
right, Maureen? And I always like to let my work and the projects and the people I work with speak for itself. So, yeah, from putting together some of the most amazing travel programming, you know, promoting Caribbean tourism, to promoting local events, the local culinary and hospitality industries, the local music industries. St. Lucia really gave me that opportunity because, like Trinidad and Tobago, in St. Lucia, we really needed those platforms to speak for us. And we needed it to be somewhere that was holistic, wholesome, where women, men, youth, people could just feel a part of it with a quality of production and execution that matched where we saw ourselves in various industries. So after a wonderful stint in St. Lucia, putting forward some wonderful programming in alignment with corporate and public enterprises that supported everything that we were doing, I said, you know what, okay, I can't be from Trinidad and Tobago and not take it back to the foundation, you know. And as you know, Trinidad and Tobago is a much bigger community or population rather than St. Lucia, so it's a lot more competitive. It's a lot more daunting, and at times people can misunderstand your intentions because everyone's just trying to make it. Everyone's just trying to get their piece of the pie, so to speak. And I came in there saying, listen, there's a bigger pie. There's the Caribbean market, you know, so we can't just look at what we have in Trinidad and Tobago and see how we can put Trinidad and Tobago on the map. We have to look at our sister islands and see, well, how can we come together, unite more? You know, we hear talk about unity all the time in the Caribbean, but do we actually pursue it? Do we actually manifest that? Do we put that forward? And, you know, I started putting forward the same ideas and projects I had in St. Lucia. And, you know, I got mixed responses, but more positive than negative. And when I got the opportunity to consult and work on different projects behind the scenes in Trinidad and Tobago with our tourist board, like what I did in St. Lucia, with our local broadcast network, TTT, much like the various broadcast networks that opened their doors to me in St. Lucia, you know, RCI, DBS, all the different platforms, it became even more tangible. So I said, you know what, there's a time when you kind of have to rock back, take that behind the scenes approach, and allow your ideas to manifest. So that's what I've been doing for the past few years. You know, of course, we had some setbacks with COVID and the lockdown, and I had some personal losses as well that I had to really deal with and heal from and bounce back from. But, you know, I've come to understand that losing close family members can sometimes be a blessing because it makes you really level up and take on that next position in your generation, in your lineage, and move things forward. So a lot of that was going on behind the scenes. But yes, I'm still involved in media, very much so.
Right. Well, listen, how we continue to follow, because this is not going to be our last conversation. We just had to touch base to know what was up. And now we know what's up. We're going to be tapping in from time to time to really gel it all together, because I'm sure there's stuff that is happening over there. And like you said, your connectivity is your thing. So we're definitely going to tap back in again. But just shout your handles if person should follow up and stay tuned with everything, Jeanille.
On Instagram, it's Jeanille Bonterre. On Facebook, it's Jeanille Bonterre. On TikTok, it's Empress Jeanille. And I'll send you those links so that you can see, have more details. But I'll send you also links for the other projects I'm working on. So yeah, I appreciate any support and collaborations that you can offer, Marine.
No, wonderful. It's not going to be our last connect, I can tell you that much.
Well, absolutely
so
not.
until we
You're
connect
looking
the
good,
next
girl.
time, thank you so much. Well, that was wonderful. Jeanille, we miss you, girl, but sure, we're going to be connecting some more again. SocaCize is next.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine is Sarah and myself, Shani. Let's get ready to flaunt with the SocaCize. This morning, we will be doing a Bacchanal warm-up routine. Let's get ready to flaunt with the SocaCize. Cross, cross, head. 4, 3, 2, and... Again. 2 more. Last one. Push back and twist. And hold it there. 4, 3, 2, push back. And hey. 4, 3, 2, squeeze. And 4, 3, 2, 1, drop it out. Hey. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2 up, up, push. Awa, we're not doing it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Last one. Cross, knee. Hey! One more. Push. And hey! Hold it. Push, push. 4, 3, 2, squeeze it. 4, 3, 2, 1, hey! 4, 3, 2 up, let's go! We will. Oh no! Last one. Cross, knee. Hey! Last one. Push. Hold it. Take it up. Roll it. Push, push. Take it up. And squeeze it. 4, 3.